Hi, I'm Sunny Muffin, and this is my Evergate donation incentive for the bonus levels. So these are a set of bonus levels that correspond to each of the main game's main worlds. So worlds 1 through 9, each of them has their own associated bonus level. They all kind of have the same feel, the same theme of that level. So here in the first one, we're dealing with all boost crystals, and we have these moving platforms that go underneath you, and they move as you hit them with those boost crystals. But all of these levels, they're just, in general, they're longer, they're harder, and they're more complex than the main game corresponding sections. So think about like Celeste Seasides is the right idea to describe these bonus levels. And since you complete them after the main game, you get access to the full gambit of artifacts available to Evergate. And we're also going to be making large use of the artifact swap, which is unique to the keyboard mouse version of the game. You can't do it on just controllers, so you can't do it on the other versions. But right here, you're seeing the artifact swap in use. So basically, this technique allows us to do frame perfect artifact swaps, which enable you to switch artifacts without restarting the level. Normally, if you were playing this game casually and you would do one of the artifact swaps, it would make you restart the level, and you'd have to do the entire thing with just one artifact. But since we have access to multiples, it greatly speeds up these levels, and they wind up going pretty quickly. This incentive is going to be for all 9 levels, and I'm setting the time at about 5 minutes. It shouldn't take any longer than that. But it's pretty cool to see kind of what this game can get pushed to when you have these significantly more complex levels. So coming up here, we have the shortest, oh no, one more. But this level, you have to actually restart to do it because the camera doesn't pan out enough to enable you to like actually do anything. So I do a quick restart right there and then make an off-screen shot to go to the swap crystal and fall all the way down. In addition to having access to all of the artifacts, you also have access to the dash ability. So your like in general overworld movement is just much quicker than the regular game. So it's really just a cool showcase of what you can do in Evergate. So here on Double Barrel, this is one that shows off the Fierce Flame mechanic, and you have one of 2 ways to go. The bottom way is shorter and faster, but much more difficult. But we gotta go fast, so take the bottom route. But yeah, these levels I think are pretty interesting, and I think they have an opportunity to raise a little bit more money for charity than just having the 35 minutes of the main game of Evergate. We get to get some bonus levels in there too. This is the hardest one in my opinion. You have to do a artifact swap that's fairly tight using one of the artifacts that gives you basically a double jump. And before the game recognizes that you switch to the artifact, you have to dash and then use your second jump in midair to actually to make that top jump. It's pretty tight, and then you have to switch to the Fierce Boot along the bottom to have enough time with the Fierce Flame to finish out the level. And then the final level here uses the game's jump crystals, and this is the only level, I believe, without any source at all. So when you're connecting to these crystals, you have to connect them to one of these arrow crystals, or they just don't do anything. So you see right there, I only hit the arrow crystal, and it made me fall to my doom. But yeah, this level's pretty interesting, and a lot of these shots are really difficult because if you're like off by a degree, you just miss. Yeah, that's the bonus levels for Evergate. So it's a pretty quick little donation incentive, and I hope you consider it for the marathon.